Sup y'all, Anime Bones. Now this might be one of my favorite videos I've made yet because I looked on YouTube and no one has did this category or subject in animes, and this is gonna be top 10 best plots in all of anime, best stories in all of anime. Has nothing to do with the fighting, has nothing to do with how cool the characters are. Literally has everything to do with just the plot of every show. Now, this is all anime related. If it's stuff in the manga, I haven't seen it, or I'm not counting stuff in the manga. This is everything has to do with animes. Alright, so let's start this off because this is a long list. Now, number 10, we're going to get right into it with Bleach. Now, Bleach is on right now. And Bleach could be higher if they didn't have terrible and long filler arcs in between everything. But with the Spada arc and Aizen plan and everything, that was a well-worked arc. And the Watch and Soul King, I'm not trying to get too much spoilers. But all I'm going to say is that's a great storyline. It's not the best, and that is why it's number 10. But that's a pretty great storyline, especially with Ichigo and everything he has inside of him, which is basically any species in that show. But Bleach, great story. But number 9 is going to be the newest anime we got on here. Now, some of y'all might not like that's on here because I know people don't like the new animes being in here. Ooh, put my flash on. But we're going to go with Jujutsu Kaisen. Jujutsu Kaisen has that was a great story so far, and we haven't even gotten to what's going on with Sukuna and how like he came about. Like, Jujutsu Kaisen has a great story, and I'm interested to see what happens even further, especially because everyone gasses up the Shibuya arc, and then we just got what's his name, Toji, and then Megumi and his family. Like, bro, Jujutsu Kaisen has a great storyline. Now, number 8 is a great and probably the most unique story out the whole list. And that's going to be, if you can't guess it, you should know it, JoJo's. JoJo's has a show that's to do with a different family member every single part. That's the most unique thing. Only have a video in like 3 parts, up to 5, no 3, yeah, 3 parts basically. Great storyline. The characters go all the way down to their grandchildren, then goes back in time and restarts again. JoJo's is a great, and it's easily the most unique storyline out of any show ever. Like, no other shows ever did something like that, where every season it continues with like the descendant of the last person. So from them being unique alone, they might even deserve to be higher, but they definitely deserve to be on number 10. Now, number 7, this is where we're going to start with the non-biases. Now, I didn't make this list all by myself. 10 to 8, it came from me. Now 7 and up was all people from my Twitter that voted for it. So this doesn't come from me, so don't judge me and be like, oh, why you got this? No, 10 to 8 was me. 7 and up, this is what everyone voted for on Twitter. So now let's get to number 7, which I think probably should have been higher, and that's Death Note. Now, Death Note, we already know how many plot twists it got, Light, L, the mind game battles they was having. Personally, like I said, I probably would have had this in the top 5. But this is what y'all voted. I'm trying to put some screenshots up to show y'all what y'all was voting and what it was looking like. But Death Note got number 7. But it's still in top 10 and it deserves to be in top 10. Great story. Probably if you want like a mind battling like anime that has no fighting, that'll be the best. But let's go to number 6. Number 6, I don't know if I would even have it in the top 10. Maybe I would, but I probably wouldn't have it at number 6. But that's going to be Hunter x Hunter. That Hunter x Hunter, crazy, but it's like the Chimera in terms of plot. Like, I feel like the plot for Hunter x Hunter didn't even get good until the Chimera Ant arc, until after we meet Gon's dad and everything's going to go on with the Dark Continent. Because the first parts, like the York New City and like the Hunter exams, I feel like that wasn't really that deep. But I guess that's the anime starting off, so. But Hunter x Hunter definitely has a good anime towards the ending or the newest, most recent arcs that's going on. Then we go with number 5. Surprise, this one ain't a bit higher. Now this is probably everyone. So I looked up a list myself. I was looking up online, seeing the best list. That's how I was getting the votes for people to vote on. This anime was always showing up, and that is Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Now this
I take it you're here, right here. So go ahead and take it.
Just you wait! So I'm surprised it was only number 5 when I was making the polls for him. But Fullmetal Alchemist, we already know the homunculi, Ed getting their arms back, and Al getting his body back, and their dad and Scar. Just a crazy and deep, one of the most deepest stories out of this whole list. So, great story right there. Now, number 4, just got into it, love it. one of my favorites as of recently, and that's my boy Thorfinn, Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is fire, and I feel like we just getting into it in terms of anime. I feel like there's way more things to get that we're going to get into, but seeing someone that's just evil and just killing people, just ruthlessly and relentlessly, just turn into a complete, like a complete pure man that doesn't want to hurt anyone, that doesn't have any enemies. That's crazy, because we never get to see no one change like that. Like, we seen Vegeta change, but we didn't see his mentality going through it. We literally seen Thorfinn whole mindset change episode by episode while he was picking cotton and picking cotton and was on the farm. I mean, you know what I mean? Hey, I didn't mean it like that. Y'all know what I meant. He was farming. Damn, he was raking. Y'all know what I mean? I didn't mean it like that. God. But on to number 3, my favorite anime of all time. That's Naruto. So, Naruto, I probably wouldn't even have up here, honestly. I probably would have it in the upper 10. Most likely, but maybe it would even be higher if people was doing that. So Naruto, definitely a decent plot. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and say it's trash, but towards the end, it got kind of worse, which is kind of like most shows do. The story, it kind of falls off at the end. But Naruto becoming a Hokage, Sasuke, Itachi's background story, Obito's background story, Madara and Hashirama's, definitely got some great and deep plots. You know what I mean? Especially with Itachi and murdering his clan and for the reason why he did it. It's definitely a deep story at times. So I'm not going to say the story is complete trash, because there's definitely way worse stories out there. But I just personally wouldn't have it at number 3, but it's still a great story nonetheless. That's why it's my number 1 anime of all time. And speaking of number 1s, this number 2 anime on the list, I personally would have had at my number 1. And I'm surprised that it's at number 2. And that is Attack on Titan. Now, like I said, I would have this at number 1 if it was me. But it's not. You already know what's there not to know about Attack on Titan. People might not like the anime. I personally haven't seen it yet in the manga. But I don't care how it ends, I'm still going to have it as the best story of all time in anime. Best story, a crazy plot twist I would never imagine. Eren talking to his dad from the future / the past. That was just crazy. Love the story of Attack on Titan. I'm rewatching it right now. Now, before I tell you number 1, let me give you some honorable mentions. Now, these shows I'm about to name, they didn't make the list solely from the fact that I didn't see it, so I couldn't put it on the list if I genuinely couldn't think about it and think about everything that has to do with those stories. Now, these animes or mangas are, 1 is Monster. Always heard about how good Monster is. Me personally, never seen it, never seen a bit of it, never seen a clip, don't know one person's name, but I've always heard about how good that story is. Another one off the top, Steins Gate. Once again, never seen it. I've seen characters, but I never heard what the plot is. I know it has nothing to do with time traveling. Don't know a character, don't know nothing, but I know people love it. Then we have Code Geass. Me personally, I just don't like mechas, so I couldn't get into it, even though I know it's kind of similar to Death Note. I just couldn't get into it, but I know it's a fan favorite. And then the last one is Berserk. Berserk, I might end up reading it, because I know the animes just look trash because one's CGI and one's mad old. But I know Berserk is a crazy story, and the fact that the author died kind of makes me not want to read it, because I know the end isn't legitimate, because I know it's not the ending that the original guy wanted. But those are the honorable mentions that aren't on this list solely because I haven't seen it. So if you're mad that they're not on this list, it's just because I haven't seen it. That's all. And number 1, since we mentioned all these animes, y'all should know an anime is missing. I wouldn't have this at my number 1, but this is what everyone voted for, and that's One Piece. Now, honestly, One Piece was probably voted off of bias from everyone on Twitter. That, One Piece is very popular. Naruto was probably up there. But I will say One Piece does have a crazy plot. The only thing I don't like about One Piece plot is just that it's so big that it's really hard to comprehend and remember every single subplot that's in the show. Like, you have the Void Century, you have where Devil Fruits came from, you have the Imu-sama, you have Joy Boy, you have the big ass elephant, you have what else? Shanks. You have Goldie Roger. We only know what Shanks, what's wrong with him, who was his dad, why he's so strong, everything around him. Whitebeard. Like, it's just so much. The admirals. It's so much things going on. Vegapunk, Poneglyphs. Like, I can just keep going really constantly. The guy with the crescent moon head. I just so much. Dragon. Like, I can literally keep going on and on about One Piece. I mean, like, different plots and subplots there are to One Piece. So the plot is just humongous. So if we're basing off of that, One Piece is definitely number 1, because I've never seen a show with more plots than One Piece. It's just crazy. It's never really been a plot twist, though. I will say that I've never seen a plot twist in One Piece. I was shocked that something happened. Like, what? How did he? Whoa! I've never been like that. But I was just like, they always bring up things that are interesting. That's like, okay, that's crazy. This is a whole nother side that we didn't even know about the world. So One Piece, I can definitely understand is number one. It just won't be my number one. Mine would be Attack on Titan. But that's the top 10 that y'all voted for my Twitter. Next time, if y'all want to be up to date and want to vote on these next videos I make, my Twitter is Anime Bones. I'll put the picture right there so y'all can see it. But thanks for watching. Let me know what y'all think about the top 10. What would be y'all top 10 anime stories. Anime Bones out.